excuse me. Okay, hello ladies and gentlemen, Force over here, and welcome back to more Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. Um, so in the last episode, we did, yeah, we did have, a few days away from this game, but, excuse me. We did have, a few reunions in the last episode with certain characters, and, apparently our kidnapped victim, or kidnapper, like, the person that got kidnapped managed to escape, so now we're trying to figure out exactly what happened to him, as well as, you know, whatever we could get our hands on with what took place. So, where it all happened, where it all left off, I should say. So without further ado, let's just get right straight into it. Regrouping with Ernest Amano. Give it a bit. March 13th, 2:34 p.m. Wild Wild West area. Looks like we got the boot again. With Lance safe, the focus of the investigation will shift solely onto the murder. You mean the infighting between the kidnappers? Yes, and also the identity of the remaining kidnapper. Miles, my boy! Tell me, is it true? Tell me that you really found my boy! Yes, Mr. Amano. We found him earlier in the stadium. Then, my little Lance is unhurt? He's not exactly the picture of perfect health, but his life is not in danger. He's being questioned right now by Agent Lang. Poor Lance, it must have been so horrible for him. Locked up like a... Alright, so let's talk with Amano. Let's see what he's got to say about this. Lance Amano. Miles, my boy, I can't thank you enough. It was nothing. I'm still in shock over what happened to Oliver. But I have to say I'm relieved that Lance is alright. Oh, that's right. I mustn't forget to pass this on to Lance as soon as the police are finished with him. A letter? Letter. Ah, the way Lance is being chased after by women reminds me of someone I know. I almost can't believe you received yet another love letter, you know. Here, take a look for yourself. Isn't this a breach of confidentiality? It's a very simple love letter. Oh? Hey, let me see. That's really weird. It's from a loan company. Tender lender. Looks like a collection bill to me. So, for those of you that have played the third game, this should sound familiar to you. If not, we'll be playing the third game after this game, so that way you guys will get the reference. So, yeah, a little bit of a quote-unquote spoiler warning, but technically just by the name, we won't know, technically speaking, we won't know where that name comes from until we play the third game, a particular case of it. I'm pretty certain I know which case it's gonna be in, But for now, I'm just gonna shut up about it. Love letter data jotted down in my organizer. Letter for Lance Amano. The sender is the Tender Lender Loan Company. Alright, so there's that. So I don't need to worry about him. Oh, also, I should actually do this real quick before we go any further. If you go over this way, we'll have two separate Easter eggs here. Well, technically references, but still. Here's our first one. This man looks suspiciously like the precinct. Look at that lovely smile on the Blue Badger's face. Ah, it's looking at me. Make it stop. It's scary. It's alright, dear. You want to know something? I was the one who created the Blue Badger. See? Look at his eyes. Don't they look just like Daddy's? It's scary. It's scary because they do like yours, Daddy. Wow. And the chief's like, that was rather depressing. I think I'd better leave the two of them alone. And then if we go over here, we see not one, not two, but three familiar faces. Phoenix Wright, Maya Fey, and Pearl. Yes, they have made a cameo appearance in Ace Attorney Investigations. They say that couples who cross this bridge together will find happiness. Also, the Gladewater Land pamphlet says. But you'd think that they'd already be happy because they were able to come together. Logistics aside, I wonder who came up with this tale and when. This bridge doesn't look old enough to be the stuff of legends. Well, some things are better left uninvestigated, don't you think? Ignorance is bliss. So yeah. I wonder what they're talking about. And I wonder what Pearl is looking at in the water. I'm honestly kind of curious about it. But that's not important right now. We gotta keep moving on here. I mean, we could investigate that thing right there, but we're not going to. Anyway, let's talk to Pops. Lance Amano. He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. Aw, that's the 12th one. No, you can't give up, Lauren. Just one more try. Excuse me, but I can't help but feel a bit sorry for all the flowers you've gone through. I suppose if they were me, then... I believe you said that you and Lance's girlfriend when we first met, correct? Yes, I am, but... Oh! It's not like we both think of each other as lovers! But he did give me this ring, so I guess we're not just friends, either? I mean, because this isn't just any ordinary ring! It tastes so sweet when you lick it. Ah, it's so wonderful! You mean to tell me that he gave you a lollipop ring? Question. Is that a different way of spelling lollipop? Because how I've had it spelled is L-O-L-L-I-P-O-P. So I'm going to assume, and I hate assuming shit, that that's like the British style of spelling. I don't know. That's my guess. I say that because I have always given Edgeworth a British sounding voice, even if my British accent is complete and utter garbage. Anyway, so which is it? Have you guys not decided if you're going out, or is it just one-sided? Decided? Shouldn't the parties involved naturally just know? My father used to work for Mr. Amano, and so Lance and I grew up together. I said it out loud! I don't see how that's anything to be embarrassed about. So your father was an employee of the Amano Group? What did he do? I heard his job was to fly around the world. On Pegasus. Pegasus? Oh, Pegasus was the name of the airplane. The airplane belonged to the company. You'd had me there for a second. But now it's all changed. My father, he isn't around anymore. Oh, I see. About 10 years ago, he rode in Pegasus off to somewhere and never returned. Riding Pegasus to whereabouts unknown. Sounds like the stuff legends are made of. It's been so long. I don't think I'd recognize him if we were to ever meet again. I'm so sorry, Lauren. But I won't give in to the sadness. I have to live. Yes, Lauren, live! About the case. About this incident. Incident? But isn't the kidnapping already over and dealt with? I've been here the whole time, so I'm afraid I don't know much about any other incident. How did you come to know that Lance had been kidnapped? Oh, that's because of my woman's intuition. You based everything on that? Even Edgeworth is not buying that garbage. He knows there's more to it than even that. I know everything when it comes to my Lance. It's really strange. It really must be destiny. She started fantasizing again. Even Kay's like, oh, brother, here we go again. Excuse me. So what are you going to do now, Mr. Edgeworth? We already established that there's a good chance that the killer is the other kidnapper. It's my duty to figure out who this other person is. I believe there is one location that might hold a clue or two. See, we already looked at the crime scene, and we can't go over there anymore right now. The isolation room, I'm going to assume that's where we were taken, so I don't think that's going to work, so let's go to the kidnapper's hideout. The obvious location is the kidnapper's hideout. But we're still not allowed in, remember? Agent Langan has mentioned be done with this area. In that case, there's no harm in asking that officer over there to let us in. Yep, let's go ahead and look. What do you have to report? Sir! Nothing unusual or out of the ordinary, sir! Where have I heard such redundancy before? Is it possible for you to let us take a look around inside? Sir! Roger, sir! That was surprisingly hassle-free. Are you certain? Didn't Agent Lang order you not to allow me in? Sir! That's true, sir, but... Detective Gumshoe asked me personally to let you in, sir. And I couldn't refuse a request from him. Wow, looks like Detective Gumshoe has a following. Furthermore, I was asked to give this document to you, sir. What is this? The man in this picture. Isn't this Mr. Oliver Deacon? Oh. But the name here says Colin Devoray. That's the same name as the one on the back of the pendant. It appears that Colin Devoray was his real name. What's this? He was convicted in a case 10 years ago and sent to prison. What? Then what was he doing here? Apparently he broke out of jail and then just vanished. He must have become Oliver Deacon to cover up the fact that he was an escaped felon. Colin Devore dossier data jotted down on my organizer. Details Oliver Deacon's real name and history. Now I'm not sure what's going on anymore. Is there some sort of link between the victim's past and this current case? These police documents are rather detailed. I should take the time to give them a thorough read eventually. It's fine. Let's focus on one thing at a time, starting with the kidnapper's hideout. Yeah, I agree. We should investigate first, think later. More than thinking things through, I think you should try remembering things first. Now then, if you could please unlock the door, officer. It was locked up until a little while ago, but since then the door's been wide open, sir. I'm not sure I follow what it is you're saying. Care to explain in a bit more detail? Sir, the door was locked down tight when they went to check out the room. Excuse me. So they got about 10 officers to help out and break the door down, sir. I see. I guess that means I get Agent Lang's leftovers. Well, let's see what we find. March 13th, 2:55 p.m. Kidnapper's hideout. So this is where the kidnappers planned their foul deed. While you were tied up for a while in the room next door. Kay, please. Must you bring that up again? Now then, down to business. There might still be some clues left in this room. Let's try to find out what we can of the other kidnapper's identity. Begin investigation. Kidnapper's hideout. Ooh, they have barrels like these just outside. Yes, and? Well, I know I already asked you when we were out there, but if these were real, what would you put in them? There's an unexpected gleam in her eyes and I'm about to dash. This must be where they dispose of old and worn-out costumes. That's so sad. It would seem that they throw the costumes away in pieces. Costume pieces. In the hideout there's a trash bin for old and useless costumes. Hey, there's a trapdoor in this room too! It's not a trapdoor, it's an entrance to an underground passage, Kay. I know that! The door leading to the outside world was locked. So Lance must have escaped his prison through here. Unused folding chairs lean against the wall in their folded state. Wow, whoever lined these up did it perfectly! They're not even a single hair off! I feel bad using these because it'd be like stealing the perfection away. I suspect it's more like you wouldn't want to be the one to put them away. Watch out, Mr. Edgeworth! It's a broken mirror. It probably came from the haunted house. Why is this here? Are they planning to repair it? A sign advertising the photo rally, something I have absolutely no interest in. Yeah, but I do, and I'm going to get my hands on the rest of the Badger family. You'll see. She definitely brings a decidedly different atmosphere to a criminal investigation. I won't dress until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Cheap styrofoam cups. Looks like only 3 cups were used. 3 cups. They were on top of the table. The coffee looks like it was poured today. I wonder what this key is to. You got me. It reminds me of the key we found in the other room. That's it! This must be the key for one of those trapdoors. That wasn't a trapdoor. You only call it one because you quite literally jumped into it. Hey, but isn't that what you're supposed to do when you see one? I am not having this conversation with you. A poster of Gladewater Land is stuck on this wall. Intrigue! fun, prestige. Datewater Land has it all, and it's waiting for you. It's not especially catchy, is it? Folding chairs, and by the looks of it, they were probably used by the kidnappers. There are 3 chairs sitting around the table. 3 of them were set up. Folding chairs. 3 of them were set up. It's very likely that the kidnappers sat in these. Okay, I think I pretty much got all the ones here. Yep. Beyond this door is where the kidnappers held you after getting the jump on you. Must you keep reminding me? But it's the room where I got to see your awesome Leo face. You didn't need to remind me of that mortifying moment either. Alright, so I think we've explored everything, so let's try to piece things together. The common denominator between the cups and folding chairs is the number 3. Speaking of which, the number of missing costumes is also 3. Wait, but I thought there were only 2 kidnappers. Indeed, something isn't adding up. Literally. Is it possible there's a 3rd kidnapper that Lance didn't see? This door is thoroughly broken thanks to the police who forced it open. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. The panel that hid the entrance to the underground is propped up and wide open. Be careful where you step, Kay. I only fell into that the other opening once, you know. And yet you keep bringing up the fact that, of how we were trapped in that other door, so I don't want to hear it. Looks like a sword. A broken sword. Strange. Why would it be broken like that? Broken prop sword, found lying next to the door. Broken cleanly in half. Swords don't usually break on their own. That's true. Alright then, let's think about it in this way. Maybe it broke when someone was trying to use it for or on something. Hypotheticals aren't going to get us anywhere. Perhaps we should think more on this later. Actually, we don't need to, because we got this right here. That doorknob handle thingy is looking pretty beat up. I suppose that's what happens when 10 officers break their way in with brute force. Hey, that's odd. The lock on this is completely fine. Look, not a single dent. But how is that possible after what the officer told us? Yeah, if the lock had been in use when the door was busted down, then the lock itself should be completely wrecked. So the lock on the door leading to the outside is undamaged. How can that be? The door leading outside. The door had to be forced open, yet the lock is intact. Was it not locked? Alright, so... Alright, so... we did everything there. And so now... time to... fit the pieces in. Door leading outside and a broken prop sword. You'll see what I mean here in a moment. Boom. It's a bit strange that the police had to force their way into an unlocked room. One look at the pristine door lock and then anyone can see that it was not in use at the time. But the policeman outside said that it took 10 minutes to get it open. A door that was locked tight, despite it being not locked at all. It can only be because of this. Oh! You mean... Yes, it was used to jam the door. Here, take a look at the door handle. Do you see how the handle is completely destroyed? So that's how the sword broke. Broken prop sword data jotted down in my organizer. Was used to jam the handle to the hideout's door. I thought that we might uncover the true identity of the kidnappers. But instead we've only uncovered more questions that needed to be answered. Ah! What is it? Well, well. Mr. Edgeworth, am I correct? What are you doing? Suddenly popping out of the secret entrance like that? This is an underground passage used by the staff members, sir. We badgers also make use of it in our duties. If you guys remember how I voiced a particular character from the original Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, you'll know exactly who this is. Look, why don't you get out of there first and then we'll talk, okay? Oh, I beg your pardon, miss. Proto Badger, get! Alright, only one more to go! What are you getting all excited about? Did you forget? The photo rally, duh! See? Look! Now all I have to do is get a picture of the Bad Badger and I'm done! Oh yes, I vaguely recall a contest or something of that sort. What? It's gone! But where did it go? Huh? What's happened? What's wrong? A Bad Badger costume is missing, sir! Oh, is that all? Well, it's missing because the kidnappers stole it. I heard about how they were stolen. But they said that only 3 of the costumes had been taken. What? Is he saying that more than 3 of them were gone? Mr. Proto Badger, please tell me a little more about these costumes you use. When do you mean by a Bad Badger costume is missing? Why, just what I said, sir. We are 1 Bad Badger short. Counting the spares, we have 2 of each costume on hand at all times. Okay, so because one of them is walking around in their park, the other should be in that room. Actually, both of them should be in that room. Huh? What do you mean? Normally we don't use the Bad Badger costumes. In fact, we only use them during the certain event at a set time each day. It's the stage show where the Bad Badger wreaks havoc around the park. And the other badgers must work together to apprehend him, sir. I'm speechless that such a show exists. Well, sir, I was just trying to explain to you the only time we use that costume. Then doesn't that make it near impossible to take a picture of the Bad Badger? Personally, I can't believe that it's this close to showtime, and there's no costume. Oh dear, what am I to do, sir? All this basically means is that the kidnappers stole 4 costumes in total. Then are you saying that there are 4 kidnappers? No, I don't think that's very likely. Oh? Recall the costumes for a minute. The stolen ones, you mean? What proves that a 4th kidnapper does not exist? I think that should be easy. We have, if you guys recall, Miss Oldbag had one of the one of the Pink Badger's costumes. And the fourth one is right there. So,
Take that!
if you had 4 people, and you had wanted to steal a 4th costume, wouldn't you naturally go for the full set and steal a Pink Badger costume instead? Yeah, that makes sense. And yet the kidnappers decided to steal another Bad Badger. I believe the culprits needed 2 Bad Badger costumes, but the question is why? Unaccounted for Bad Badger, a 4th stolen costume by the 30-person kidnapping group. Where's the other costume? I think we can actually answer this one already. Unaccounted for Bad Badger and costume pieces. I love how I got it set up to where they answered the question there. A 4th costume stolen by the 3-person kidnapping group. Where's the other costume? In the hideout there's a trash bin for old and useless costumes. Let's see if this works. Yes! Okay. The 2nd Bad Badger costume. I believe it may be closer at hand than we think. Huh? What do you mean? That costume in the trash. Wouldn't you say that it was wearing some very telltale pants? Hey, you're right! Let's get out of there and take a look! As I suspected, it's a Bad Badger costume. Well, minus the head. I won't dress it until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. When she talks about the head, I wonder why this Bad Badger costume's right hand is torn up like that. Maybe it's a flesh wound from a fight with the Blue Badger. I always knew that the Blue Badger was one ferocious beast. I somehow doubt even real badgers are as bloodthirsty as that, Kay. Hold on, let me say that again. I somehow doubt that even real badgers are as bloodthirsty as that, Kay. Look! Its hand is hurt! It looks more like something was ripped off of it. I want to try something here. Is this ball somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Eureka!
Hey, I got it! Because, if you guys looked at that picture before I did this, you'd see that the the Bad Badger has a weapon in his hand. Here, it's not there. Where did that hole come from? I believe what we have here is an inconsistency. Between what? Look carefully. Our costume is not holding something in its right hand that it should be. Oh, the gun! Precisely. The Bad Badger was designed to always hold a gun in his right hand. However, you there! Did you remove the gun from this Bad Badger's right hand? No, I did not, sir. The gun is supposed to be securely attached to the costume. As I thought, the rip itself confirms my hypothesis that the gun was forcibly removed. Mr. Proto Badger, the gun is, of course, not a functioning weapon, correct? Absolutely not, sir. It's just a model gun. However, it can fire blanks. We need to use them for the stage show. It seems that our kidnappers also had a need for the model gun, my dear costumed friend. Missing model gun data jotted down in my organizer. Was it from the Bad Badger's costume? It's capable of firing blanks. And that has completed the investigation. I think we're about done with this room. So what's next? Well, we found a few answers. But there are still a few things left that we need to have. That we have to ask a certain person about. Let's go, Kay. March 13th, 3:34 p.m. Wild Wild West area. Mr. Edgeworth, sir! You've gotta hurry, sir! Come on! What is it, detective? They found a Blue Badger costume down in front of the main gate, sir! What? Isn't that what one of the kidnappers was wearing? Bingo! That's why you gotta come to the main gate with me right now! If we hurry, we still might be able to get there before Wolf Boy does, sir! Alright. Let's make haste to the main gate. Alright. So, that was alright, so there we go. That is the end of this part. So we are now, this is the second to last episode of the Kidnapped Turnabout. That we are going to be saving for a later time. So with that, I am going to go ahead and stop it here for the night because it is almost 2 in the morning and I do need to get ready for bed because I gotta work not too early, but early enough to where I'm gonna have to go to bed soon. But first, I must say, I do, if anybody is wanting to participate in this, I do want to do a raid for somebody. I did check to make sure they were still alive. And from what I'm seeing, they are. So, we are going to go ahead and go for a raid. I am going to be a raid. Okay, first off, I hate when autocorrect tries to do that. So we're going to raid a good friend of mine. Her name is Tasha Gamer. She is playing New Super Mario Brothers for the Nintendo DS. There is the link to her channel. Now, for those of you that have never, if there's anybody here that hasn't participated in a raid, long story short, I'm about to, I'm about to put a raid hashtag in the chat. So this is the raid hashtag right here that I just sent. Just use that hashtag. Go to that link. Use that hashtag to let her know we are raiding her, and that's it. And if you enjoy her content, give her a like and subscribe to her. Really really awesome person. She is, without a doubt. So yeah, show her some love and support. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, this is Forrest Walpole signing off.